Shout out to Kop-Ish.
Shout out to Kop-Ish, guys.
All the good work
the
up.
two legends, Emil Heskey, Howard Gill. Can't get much better than that guy. Yeah. You know what to do now. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm with legends, guys.
Kop-Ish.
What is going on, beautiful people? Welcome back to another preview show. I've got my boy Ram in the building. As always, he's becoming a little preview legend and we love it. And I've got Matty in the house, as you can see, is a Newcastle fan. What's happening, Matty? Welcome to the channel, bro.
Thanks for having us, bro. Pleasure to be here. Yeah, all good, man. All good. Looking forward to Saturday.
Yeah, us too. And before we get into it, guys, we will be talking about Jurgen in another video, if need be, afterwards. Let's not get distracted because this is crazy.
I'm giddy, bruv. I'm a little bit giddy
right now. I'm going to have a nervous breakdown, Ram. I swear down. So, guys, we're going to stick to the preview on this one. And then if anything needs to be done, you might have seen me and Ram back in like 5 minutes after we finish this. I don't know. We saw some news before we went live on this. It's a bit crazy, but let's stick to the preview for now, guys. And then we will talk about that one afterwards. So, talking about the weekend, 12:30 kickoff, Newcastle away. I'm going to start with you, Matty, because obviously you're the home team. First of all, give me the vibe going into this game. You guys are 5 in a row at home, I think it is.
6,
playing
mate.
well. Is it? Oh, bloody hell. I guess worse. 6 in a row. You know what I mean? Playing well, completely on the upturn. Totally span this around as we all knew you would, and just playing brilliantly well. Give me a feeling of what's going on up in Newcastle right now, bro.
Oh, mate, this is probably the best vibe it's ever been at the club since I can remember. I was only a few years old when it was the late 90s, and then quite young still when it was the Sir Bobby Robson days, Champions League days, like early 2000s. So right now, the vibe in the city is amazing, man. And that's why Eddie Howe's turned St. James's Park into a fortress, because of the crowd, because of the flags, because of the atmosphere. And he's just got everyone at the club united. You see the new owners are on the pitch having a kickabout after the game. Don't know if you've seen that, but after we beat Palace 1-0, the owners came down at the pitch and had a kickabout on St. James's Park pitch.
But that's amazing, though. Why wouldn't you? If I owned a football team, I'm kicking about on the pitch anytime.
James's Park is beautiful, man. It's a beautiful stadium.
Yeah,
it is. But look at Mike Ashley didn't even bother to turn up and watch a game of football. Never mind get on the pitch. So it just shows the differences. We could go on all day about there from Mike Ashley to the new owners. But yeah, mate, the city's buzzing, the team's buzzing. We're looking for 7 home wins in a row on Saturday, which will be a record for us. We've won 10 out of the last 14 games. We're flying. I mean, we're the 2 best teams in the league this year, isn't it? There's only one team that picked up more points than Liverpool. There's only one team that picked up more points. That's the stat. It's only you lot who've got more points than Newcastle in 2022. I never thought I'd say that.
Yeah, no, that's crazy, man. I mean, I'll come to you, Ram. Surely Newcastle don't need these points. They're safe now, right? Like they don't need these points now, and they can just let us have the points and continue to watch a great tower race, right?
That's what I'm thinking, man. Like, you guys are, like you said, your form this year is extraordinary. Only Liverpool this season are ahead of you, and we haven't lost a Premier League game this season, which is mad. It's mad how you lot are. I think you're only a couple points behind us. You're not even like, there's not even a gap. There's a couple points between us and Newcastle. So fair play to you lot. You guys made St. James, like you said, you made St. James's Park your fortress, and people are excited there. You could tell there's a little bit of a change in atmosphere. Like, it was a little bit dreary, doom and gloom when Mike Ashley was there. And now it was like how Newcastle was in the late 90s with Kevin Keegan. A lot of excitement and a lot of good prospects, which is I want to say is going to be good, because obviously in another 4 or 5 seasons we'll be our rivals. Hopefully we'll stay there, but yeah,
could be quicker than that, bro.
Could be quicker than that, depending on your transfer business and the kind of people that you're bringing in the backroom staff, as in backroom staff. You guys could be there sooner than you think. So fair play to you lot. That's all I've got to say. But just let us have these points, yeah. Just let us have these points for this game. Just for this game.
I'd
Yeah.
rather you win the title than City, but yeah, Newcastle, we want that top 10, want to keep this momentum going, so we'll see.
Yeah, I mean,
Now you could take points off City. That's okay. You could take
Next
points
to
off
me,
City,
yeah.
but not off us.
Next to me, we're coming against City.
see, that's the thing. Like, there's a few teams that we've got that they have. So I think we both got Newcastle, we both got Villa, we both got Wolves. So those three teams will play a pivotal part in the running. But the upsetting thing is that they've got Villa at home, we've got Villa away, which makes our game harder against Villa. We've got Newcastle away, they've got Newcastle at home, which makes the Newcastle game harder. But then they've got Wolves away, and we've got Wolves at home on the final day. So it's going to be a bit of a tricky one, isn't it?
Arguably, Wolves is the strongest team out of all of them in terms of league position and the way they play. I don't think City are going to like them at all.
You know what though, Ram? You say that, right? Not to go on a tangent here, but you say that. But Newcastle do play well at St James's Park against City. They do. And Wolves are kind of on the beach. I don't think they've been that impressive in the last few weeks.
You could say that, but I know you said Newcastle are quite good at St James's Park, but I swear they got slapped 4-0 by them in December.
No, but that was different though. That was when they weren't the real Newcastle. They're the real Newcastle now.
That was Brucey's team. That was Steve Brucey's team.
Yeah, that was different. But didn't on the previous 2 seasons, didn't you get a draw or a victory against them at St James?
They should have got a draw. They should have got a draw in one of them.
Yeah, so you know what I mean. I wish Man City were going Newcastle rather than obviously it being at home. But we'll see in it. Maybe away, Newcastle might be relaxed.
To be fair, Drift, Wolves gave them a tough run, and if their balls were just that little bit better from Podence to Raul Jimenez, they would have got something from that game. And by the way, they got a dodgy handball.
Yeah, I was going to say it was all about that penalty, innit?
Yeah. So
we won't talk about Man City and penalties. It's a bit peak, innit?
Yeah,
all right, so moving on to this game. Matty, do you think that you guys are playing so well and not being on the beach the way some of the other teams are because you guys know that the momentum going into next season, which will officially be your real big season, is key? Or is there just so much enthusiasm flowing through the town right now that you're just enjoying football regardless?
I think once we beat Wolves a few weeks ago on that Friday night, 1-0 at St James's, that's when we reached around 34 points. We just knew we were pretty much safe then. Then we went on to beat Palace and Leicester. Obviously, we're well over 40 points now. So the lads are just playing with complete freedom. They're just playing, no pressure, enjoy your football, go out there and perform in front of the fans. And a lot of these players are playing for contracts, are playing to be part of this new revolution. They're playing to be part of a future in Newcastle because we've seen it with John Joe Shelby. You know, he's playing out of his skin now. He's having the best ever games in Newcastle. He's been here for years. We've never seen him play this well. We've obviously seen the transformation of Joe Linton, fringe players like Almiron, Fraser, Emil Kraft, the standing right back doing well. So everyone's playing for the shirt for a change and everyone's up for it. And there's starting to get players in positions who are fighting for it rather than just knowing that you're on the team sheet every week.
Yeah, no, and it doesn't bode well for us coming there because that freedom is why you lot won't play with any fear. And we all know when players aren't playing with fear, that's when they can pull off their best performances because they're relaxed, they're happy, they're chilled. There's nothing on the line. So, Ram, going into this game with them being so relaxed, do you find this game as difficult as everybody says it will be? Or do you think we're all just being a bit paranoid because of what's at stake? Or is it somewhere in between? What do you think?
Yeah. Sorry, the comments are just coming in. It's just like, it is what it is.
Yeah. But, guys, the Klopp stuff. We'll talk about the Klopp stuff. Trust me, we'll talk about it.
But yeah, people have every right to be comprehensive about Newcastle, especially at St James's Park. We haven't had a good time there when Klopp has been there. 2017-18, I can remember we relied on that Coutinho brilliance that made it 1-1. We struggled in 2018-19. We had to rely on a couple of Van Dijk headers to get us through that. And 1920, we were on the beach and we ended up conceding in the first minute. So is not, I wouldn't say it's a bogey ground, but it's difficult. And obviously last season we didn't score we didn't do anything. We had a 0-0 draw. So we have every right to be respectful of Newcastle. They're a good team. They have a great atmosphere, and they make it difficult for us. But yeah, I think it depends on certain personnel playing. I think Roberto Firmino should be playing that game because he's known to be quite good against Newcastle.
Is he over his foot injury now then?
That's the main worry I have with him. That's the main worry. Klopp said he has a foot injury. And it'll be a big miss if he doesn't play because that silkiness within that front line and even in the midfield at times, it'll be needed against Newcastle. The only game, the game that springs to mind was the one at Anfield in 1920 when Firmino came on, and it's just made things so much quicker, so much more fluid, and we ended up tearing them apart, basically. So, yeah, I think Firmino has got to play, but it don't look good.
He's not in training apparently, so I don't know if that's going to happen there. All right, so sticking with that then, we'll go into team lineups. I'll start with you, Matty, as you guys are the home team. Who would your lineup be, and do you guys have any key injuries at the moment?
Obviously, we're still missing Callum Wilson and Kieran Trippier, but we've been without them for months now. Trippier should be coming back maybe next week or the week after, hopefully. We've got Ryan Fraser, who's been playing on the wing for us. He's out still. A couple of midfield need assessed, but the main boys should be playing. We should see the likes of Joe Linton, Bruno Guimaraes, St. Maximin, Dan Burn, Fabian Shaw, the two centre-backs, Matty Target, the left-back, Dubravka in goal, maybe Joe Willock in midfield, John Joe Shelby. So it should still be a good enough side, a side that's full of confidence.
I'll tell you what, that Matty Target, well, that's a good scout.
Yeah,
he's a very good player. Very good player. And I didn't think Aston Villa would let him go, but you guys end up getting him. So, yeah, that was a very good... I think that's the most underrated signing out of the January transfer window because people think about Dan Burn and those players kind of like that, and Bruno Guimaraes, obviously. But Matt Target, especially down that left-hand side, that is a very good pick out from Newcastle.
Yeah, he's
Newcastle. Their
well.
January is brilliant, to be honest.
Perfect, really.
It really is.
It was, you know what I mean? All right, just before I move on to the Liverpool one, got a couple of super chats here. Big up Monkey King. Says Klopp has a great record against Howe. He likes to play ball. Will he still do that, or will it be a low block and then hit on the counter? I'll give that to you, Matty. Have you guys been doing that all this season, or do you think you'll come out and attack us?
I think with the freedom we've got now, you'll thankfully see more of a play than the last two games he's been involved in. I watched the Villarreal game last night. I watched the Everton game. Horrible time wasting from them sides, wasn't it? Trying to run down the clock at every opportunity. Thankfully, I hope you won't see that from Eddie Howe. You might have seen a bit of it if we were still stuck in a relegation battle. But I think where we're at now, I think Eddie Howe will make an interesting game. I think it'll be an entertaining one. Nothing to lose. Just go for it. Obviously, we cannot be too naive because we'll get caught out and absolutely pumped if we do try and go toe-to-toe. But there should be a fine balance there. I hope we don't just sit back with points to play for with freedom. We may as well just get at you.
I like to hear that because we don't like the teams that sit in. Do you know what I mean? We want to play football out here.
Yeah, man. We're tired
big up to Beery as always. Says God bless Newcastle for donating 3 points towards the quad and give Drifty the courage to party with these beautiful times. Long live Jurgen Klopp. Listen, guys, just let me. Last night I was watching some highlights of the game afterwards, and I was like, I've never been so happy in my life, but so apprehensive at the same time. It is ridiculous. It's crazy. Sometimes there's emotions you can't explain, and that's what I'm going through right now. Unexplainable emotions. You know what I mean? Big up, Big Kev's World. Big up yourself, bro. I'm so happy. Can't wait to see the next evolution of Klopp's style. We have seen 3 so far. Yeah, that's true. Who knows what style we will have with the dribblers in midfield. Very good point there. And Messi FC, big up yourself as always. We avoided Mr. Aura. Hashtag Shua Many. Is that a goat?
Goated.
Look, if we get Shua Many and a new Klopp deal and a couple of trophies in the bag, I told you already, I'm going to have a nervous breakdown. Yeah. So, you know what I mean? But again, after this stream, we're gonna see what's going on with this Klopp news, and we might even be back. Like, you know what I mean? But let's just talk Newcastle for now. We've got Matty in the building. All right, so Ram, who would you go with your starting lineup for this one then? What do you think Klopp would do actually?
So seeing as if Firmino's injured, I think obviously Mane is going to be starting this game in the false nine because Klopp took him off after 60 minutes. It's between, I think Mo's are definitely going to play. It's between Diaz and Jota. I don't want to drop Diaz because he was a live wire yesterday. And I want him to play against Newcastle. Seeing as though you said Trippier's injured, who's your backup? Is it Kraft? I want him up against him. I want him up against him because it's going to be peak for him. So ideally, if I was Klopp, I would play Diaz, the same one as last night: Diaz, Mane, and Salah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I want to go strong. I think Newcastle have to be fully respected, and I don't think it's time for rotation. I'm looking at obviously we don't want to look too far ahead, but I'm looking at after the Tottenham game when we start thinking about rotation, when possibly the fixtures could get a little bit more favourable than they are at the moment. Newcastle away, Tottenham at home, Villarreal away. Yeah, those are some ridiculously tough games. There's no room now at the moment, unless somebody's out on their feet, you know what I mean, and says to Klopp, look, I'm knackered. Then I don't quite think it's time right now. Couple people saying they think Jota will start. I wouldn't be surprised. It isn't a big deal if he starts. Quality players still. It's the power we have of the rotation now. Matt, there's a question I want to ask you, bro, because some people have been saying that even though we're moaning about the 12:30, I mean, they call it moaning. We're not moaning. We're just asking why Man City play on Tuesday and then they play on Wednesday next week, meaning they get an extra day afterwards and had an extra day before. And they're a mid-game. I think they're a 5 o'clock game on Saturday, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
But we're playing on Wednesday, then we're the early kickoff on Saturday, and then we play on Tuesday and we're away. I mean, I don't think anybody's moaning. We're just asking a question about why that's such a ridiculous difference and, you know, how preferable that is to them. But we digress, innit? It is what it is. They're trying their hardest. We move against the force. But a lot of people are saying that we shouldn't be moaning about 12:30 at St. James's because St. James's Park in the afternoon and in the evening is just absolutely rocking. But you're a little bit more quiet in the earlier games. Is there any truth in that?
The first point, I think Klopp's right to have a go at them. To be honest, where's the logic? in you playing later and then playing earlier? It doesn't make sense. I mean, by the time you have finished last night, you got 1 day of training, then you'll probably travel up tomorrow and then maybe a late one or an early one on Saturday. It doesn't make sense, to be fair. It doesn't. But St. James is more rocking on a night time. There's something special about, a bit like you lot, when you get going under the lights at Anfield. St. James's Park's the same, you know, the nighttime buzz. It's probably got something to do with 50,000 Geordies being on the beer all day. That's probably going to help raise the roof a little bit. Do you know what I mean? But I think that any time we play now, we could kick off at 9 o'clock on Saturday morning and the atmosphere will be bouncing the way everyone's feeling around the club at the minute. Knowing we're staying in the league, knowing that we're going to spend money in the summer and show a bit of ambition for a change. It'd still be rocking.
Yeah, but you do think it would be a little bit more intimidating if it was one of the later kickoffs?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Okay, so it could work out. It could work out in our favour then. It could do.
Remember we played Man U on a Boxing Day at 5:30 last year, and you know we dominated them. St. Maximum missed so many sitters. They ended up getting a late equaliser, drew 1-1, but we should have easily won that game. So yeah, there's something about those nighttime games like.
Yeah, I mean you're right. I definitely think Anfield is a lot more bouncing the later it goes on, and I've never actually thought about it until people start talking about it now. Because I guess in the morning naturally. You're just not as up for anything, really, are you? Unless you're one of those morning people who kind of get on my nerves because they're like, morning. I'm like, yo, can we not? Yeah, like, you know what I mean? The caffeine hasn't even kicked in yet. Like, You know what I mean? Like, yeah, the morning people, man, I don't know how they do it. You know what I mean? I'm miserable till at least 3-4 o'clock. But yeah. So with that being said, let's get into some score predictions. Ram, what do you think the score will be for this one, bro?
Agenda's got an agenda, man. It's gonna be another clean sheet. You know,
manifest it, bro. Go on.
You know why, Drifty? I'm saying clean sheet, man. My guy needs prop. My player of the season needs a lot of prop. It's gonna be a clean sheet, and it will be tight. I'm gonna go for a 1-0 win. A 1-0 win to Liverpool.
Oh, so a very, very tight affair, yeah?
Yeah.
You're that morning person, yeah, bro. I hear you. That one that comes in when I'm thinking, why am I at home in my bed? And you're just like happy to start the day. I hear you. Matty, give me a score prediction, bro.
I think Newcastle will score first. With you maybe starting off a bit tired, growing into the game after the Champions League night against Villarreal. You'll probably equalise just after half time. And then I'm hoping that Dubravka in the defence has a really good game. And we'll keep it at that. I think we'll keep it at that. I think I'll go for 1-1.
We don't need any of these speed bumps, Matty. We really don't.
Sorry, lads.
You know what I mean?
Not now, man. Not now.
Yeah, not now. Like, just let us roll through. Let's have a little party. St. James's will bring you lot in. You know what I mean? We're owners of the best game in Premier League history as well. We've got some good history here.
Yeah, true. I wouldn't mind an entertaining one again. Another 3-2, another 4-3. But that's me being optimistic, man. Seeing a draw. If you turn up, then you'll probably win 2-0.
We could have another Liverpool Chelsea, like a very, very entertaining. Hopefully 1-0. Hopefully 1-0. 1-0, but we could have another one of those. But like I said, no speed bumps. Like Drifty said, actually, speed bumps.
No speed bumps. Big up Just Lab says Klopp has signed, baby. Yo, we might be back straight after this, bro. Big up for this.
You're gonna have to, mate. Popular demand. You're gonna have to.
Do you know what I mean? Like I know we always go on tangents. So I've tried to keep this as Newcastle as possible, but like we might be straight back. But big up yourself. Yeah, do you know what? I think the game's going to be extremely, extremely tight. I think 1-0 or 2-1 is a much more realistic score to get that victory. Newcastle they're just in a good place right now, and the only thing we can hope for is that maybe they're just not trying as hard as maybe other teams will be who are fighting for something, because even though they're playing for places, nobody wants to pull a hamstring or something like that for no reason, kind of thing. Which I guess it does play on players' minds when you're not playing for anything, I guess, innit? Like, do you go that extra yard when there's no real need to? It's, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. But again, as I said, when you're playing with freedom, though, it can make you play a lot better than if you're playing under pressure. So, you know what I mean? We'll have to see. But there you go, people. Newcastle, Liverpool this weekend, 12:30 kickoff. We're definitely looking forward to it. Matty, it's a pleasure having you on for your debut, bro. We definitely won't make it the last. I would say good luck, but I only mean that after Saturday. Do you know what I mean? As everyone knows as well, Newcastle's my second team. So I got family in Newcastle. I've always loved Newcastle. So I root for Newcastle every time they play, except when they're playing Liverpool. That's when I'm like, nah, do you know, like, just give us. I've spoken to my uncles, my cousins. I'm like, we're cool yet? We have it? Yeah, all right, cool. We'll have this one, and then you lot pick it up afterwards, you know what I mean?
That could get a bit feisty in the coming years, mate. That could get a bit feisty, that familyness in a few years when Newcastle get up there.
Yeah, I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. You know what I mean? My other uncle, who is he was a Sunderland fan, I already see what the family's like when that one happens. So, you know what I mean? Maybe I'm going to be involved in that from now on. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, hopefully, if we're challenging you, I'll be happy with that. But now, big up, bro. Pleasure coming on, and yeah, good luck after Saturday as well. Hope you get the quadruple, but we might have to see something to say about that come Saturday. But we'll beat City next Sunday, so don't worry about it. We'll make up for it.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Just let us come through, get the 3 points, and then you lot can collect 3 off them, and then we're all good. You know what I mean?
All right, mate. All right.
Be a major speed bump for them. That's what we need. You know what I mean?
Right.
Hopefully, need it. But Ram, big up as always, bro. You know what I mean? And
always blessed, man.
They might even be seeing our face again in a minute. Who knows? But
I wish. Oh, wait,
Yeah.
just saying, yeah, I know. I'm gonna say this to Zabiri. Zabiri, I saw your comment last time about the Wi-Fi. Yeah, don't worry, man. It was just a minor concussion. Everything's good. Everything's good now. Everything's good. Everything's good. I'm back in training. We'll see what happens.
Good to hear, bro. But no, big up as always. Guys, Matty, let them know where they can find you actually, bro, before we go.
The Magpie channel on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all of that, mate.
Yeah, and you know, I'll make sure it goes in the description as well, guys. So make sure you go over there and support the lads as well, doing brilliant stuff. And you know what I mean, as we've said, in a couple of years, they're definitely going to be the competitors. So we want to keep a close eye, you know, one of them.
Hope so, bro.
The baby says light muscle tear, yeah.
Yeah, man, it's just precautionary stuff. I'm back in training. Full training.
Good
as well.
to hear. But no, as always, people, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Hit that like button on the way out, guys. Do you know what I mean? And we will see you all maybe in a minute. If not, we've got the Prem Panel show coming tonight as well, guys. So make sure you stay tuned to that one. That should be a big one. That's at 9:30 this evening, as always. And guys, I'm gonna give you guys, what's it, 3:45. I'm gonna give it till 5:30 for the viewers review as well, guys. If you guys want to be involved in the Villarreal viewers review, I'll give you till 5:30, guys. So get those reviews into us ASAP. teamkopish@gmail.com. And you know what I mean, get them in, and let's see what the people have to say about yesterday's victory as well. So until later, people, peace.